2, 1. Hi everyone, this is Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty, and I just filmed a video actually showing you how I made these cards, and I'm going to show you a different version and a different process. So this one, depending on the order, if you watch this one first or second, but I showed you how to align the stamps using your Stamparatus, and on this one I'm going to show you how to do them all individually because it's a slightly different order. I was calling it an order of events. So so the Stamparatus, you cut your template and then you place your stamps and then you ink and emboss. And this one, well, I guess it's somewhat similar, but there's a few different steps. We're going to cut the template, not the template, we're going to cut the die first and then individually stamp and then emboss. And so I just wanted to show you, and I don't even have a sample. I'm just going to make this one fresh. But these are the ones that I did all of one color, but we're going to do them different colors. So this is the stamp set I used. Friends Are Like Seashells, and it comes with coordinating dies. They have this really big die that cuts out the seashells, kind of, that's this size, and in that layout. It also comes with individual ones. So you have your starfish, you have sand dollar, another little shell, seagrass, and I think that's more seagrass. So that's what comes with here. It also coordinates with, we're going to use it, it coordinates beautifully, and I really think if you're going to get it, you need to get this also, is that embossing folder, because this is what gives it that texture on the cards. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is cut our pearl paper, and so hopefully you can see the sheen on here, and it's, I was saying the other video too, I'm talking too fast. It's much thinner than I expected to be, which is nice. It works nicely, but it has this nice pearl paper, and it just, that's what kind of, there's a few things that make this, and that's one of them. We're going to use I'm going to use my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, so you need some sort of machine. And the pearl paper comes 12 by 12, and I like to maximize the use of my paper, so I cut it 4 by 6, and you'll see that the die just fits. Like, you might even say, oh, it goes over a little bit, but really it doesn't, because you have these little edges or the little lip of the die, and it just fits on 4 by 6, just like that, just fits. Okay, so I'm going to make my sandwich here. So I'm going to use the big platform. Use the little thin one. So numbers here, 1, 2. I'm going to use 2 3s. So I'm going to put one down. And actually, I like to rotate my plates too, so it's time to rotate that one. Let's flip them over. Line this back up. Put that down. And then I put my second number 3 plate down. And then crank it through and it will cut. I'm going to put this aside. We're going to use it again. You get this shape. All right, so now we're going to stamp. So in the Stamparatus one, we actually stamped first, and then we cut. All right, so look, I even had them all placed on here, but I'm going to take them off, and I grabbed some colors that I thought would look nicely, kind of soft colors. So I have Crumb Cake, Petal Pink, Seaside Spray, Sahara Sand, and Soft Sea Foam. And again, I haven't made this one yet, so we're going to just do it and guess what colors should be what. So I think I'll do Crumb Cake, this one. Oh, it's a new, I don't think I've used this one yet. Peel that off, and I'm going to put it on a block, and it just fits on the D. It's going to line up that way. So my head may go in front of the camera, but I want to line up so you can see right through the stamp, and in that shape So it lines up like that. Clean them as I go. And we'll do petal pink for this one. Let's see if this, yep, this also fits on a D block. So this is probably the size block I use the most. Oh, I might have scooted that one over a little bit too far. Oh, it's okay. I'm stamping on a foam mat, which helps with the photopolymer stamps. I get a better even stamped image. Let's do this one. This is how I store my blocks, in case you were curious. This is Sahara sand. I don't know if it slid. So the pearl paper has a little glossy to it, so I put it down and it slid a little bit, but it's okay. And we got 2 more shells. We'll do Sahara sand for this one. It's a scallop shell. A little lighter than the crumb cake. And the last one we'll do is a smaller scallop shell. Oh, so actually there's 3 scallop shells that come in this set. That's good to know, because I put a different one on the inside, which we'll do. Okay. Oh, that looks pretty. All right. So it's pretty just as it is, right? And the other thing I did, and I did this in the other video, hopefully, or you might be able to see, it looks wet, and it is a little wet. Because of that pearlized paper has that sheen, it takes a little bit to dry. So I just take scrap paper, I hold the paper in place and then just kind of blot it. Or you could even, and then picks up some of the color, or you could actually put it down that way and blot it that way. But they get some of the wetness off so I can use it right away. So that's beautiful just as it is. But if you want to go one more step, and now let me clean up because I'm going to run out of room. I'm going to use my embossing machine. Bring that back over. And I'm going to use, where'd it go? The embossing folder here, and it lines up, oops, and it's kind of hard, hopefully, it might be a little hard to see, but it has, might be better. Each shell, it's in the same layout. And so what I do is I open it up and then I line it up. I think it's easier to do it that way when it's open. And then you know it's lined up when the seagrass is kind of in place, because those are such fine-tuned that it lines up. Not fine-tuned, fine lines. So I'm going to use my big #1 plate. I'm going to then just put this directly down, and then I'm going to use the #4 plate, the dark gray one, and that's for the 3D folders, the extra thick folders. And then run that through. Oh, it's just, every time I do it, it's just so beautiful. The folder works beautifully with a pearl paper. So I don't know if you can see, but it's, even some of that crumb cake ink came off on here. So I'll just take my, that's another thing you can do too. I'll have to do that in another video. You can just take regular paper and ink that up, put your paper through and run it through, and you can get a different look. But anyways, I'm just washing the ink off. So in case I do different colors, it doesn't affect it on the next card. Okay, so we'll just finish off this card. I've already embossed with the, it's called the Seabed embossing folder, because I thought that would look really nice on top. And I'm going to use some glue, and you can kind of see all the bumps on here, so I'm just going to put glue on what I know will stick to my card, kind of just on the outline. These flat ones will stick, the raised ones. This takes a minute. All right. The other thing I forgot to mention is, if you wanted to make a card or a scrapbook page or a favor or anything, but you only wanted like one shell or two shells, you still do the same thing. You kind of make the whole thing, and then you just take scissors and you just cut around the edges there, and then you have your individual shells. I will make some cards like that too and post them on some of my pages so you can see, but I know there's some out there. I've seen some really pretty ones. Okay, that looks really pretty with the different colors. And then I'm going to take some, because I'll make it really the same format as that other card. It's just the difference is the different colors. So, linen thread around. I'm going to tie another knot. And then a bow. I think the linen thread works nice too, because it has that kind of the ocean vibe. I live not far from the ocean, so we have so many shells and driftwood and all sorts of things. Okay, so this is Seaside Spray. This color is actually, I didn't mention before, is disappearing. It's retiring in another month or so. So if you love the color, I would get it, because it's gonna go away, because it's beautiful. So this is the same size as the card front, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Because the cutout is so big, I felt that I needed to do the full layer, not a smaller layer like I usually do. All right, and we will actually do the same label I did as the other one. And Miriam, this card is going to you, because you just placed an order and I wanted to mail you a card. So I think this sentiment, you can really send it for lots of reasons. So we'll pick this one. Friends are like seashells. You collect them along the way. Oh, pretty, pretty. Okay. We use dimensionals. Put that on top. And we'll finish it off with these pearls, not pearls, I keep calling them pearls, these opals. And I'm going to use my take your pick tool, and I'm just going to, it has this putty on here, and I put the putty on it, pearl opal thing, and it slides right off and it sticks down. It is the easiest way for like the enamel dots in these ones, because they're hard to, I usually use tweezers, but these ones are kind of hard to pick up with tweezers. Uh-oh, as I stick it to my table. I'll stick it this way. Maybe. Try it again. Slide it off. There we go. And I like to put it on that one. Oh, so pretty. So let me just get, you can kind of see the difference between all the colors. One color, let's see what some of the other colors I did. Here, blue one. Okay, now that I've done all the colors, I'm loving it. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. This is probably a little bit long, but I just wanted to show you the process of kind of the right order. So you want to cut the shape out, you want to stamp the shells, and then you want to emboss the shells. So if you have any questions or you need help ordering this line of products, I'm happy to help you. Be sure to follow all my pages on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, my blog. It's all mailsomethingpretty.com. So thanks again. I am Christine Josti, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.